for this video, we're gonna go over the latest episode that came out. I believe it's episode 11, the tougen anki. And I don't think it was meant to be like this, but I just kind of laughed in the first part um when the main, not the main villain, but one of the villains in that arc dies. And then, it turns out he's a family man. His daughter just was born, and very sad stuff. And the reason that's funny is that it kind of reminds me of like Charlie Kirk. Maybe it's like too soon for that, but I kind of found it funny. But yeah. And then we get this scene, when the junior, his coworker steps upon his dead body, and she revealed that God's new daughter just was born. I feel like she's gonna be like a major key factor. Like she's gonna hold like a special grudge against them because in her eyes, they killed a woman that had a baby on the way. So I think kind of happened. But I guess we'll see what happens. But anyways, so moving on to the second part. Honestly, the second part kind of really just I would say the second part really feels like college. So they're picking a dorm, like a roommate to be dorm with. Obviously separated by girls and guys. And then, as they're kind of fighting or whatever, we get this scene where the supposed guy in the show that represents Sasuke, he gets a flashback to what one of the doctors told him, and he was like, yeah, he says like, Oshiki's like child of Kishin or whatever, and we kind of see the Sasuke kid kind of like his envious. He's like, oh, don't think you're better than me, cause he thinks Shiki knows. Just like when Naruto and Sasuke thought he knew, and he thought he was flaunting his power, but he didn't know. And whatever. Anyways, I just feel like the doctor purposefully didn't tell him or maybe it's our mistake. But my understanding was that it was their children, and out of the 8 children, they're gonna possess this elemental attribute to them because they're kin or whatever. So I feel like he either that was we lied to, and Shiki's the only Kishin child there, or he's either lying to the Sasuke kid, saying that yeah, Shiki's the only one that has the Kishin power, but in actuality, it's like you also have the power too, but we don't know it yet. Like it could be thunder, water, earth, wind, ice, dark, light, whatever, So yeah, I don't. Honestly, to me, I feel when I first watched the episode, I felt like it was like purposely doing it, like so you can draw out some power from him, because obviously like he had some animosity towards Shiki. So I think that's just kind of happened, just baiting him or whatever. But that was kind of the whole episode. And then, one last thing that happened. So, at the very end of the episode, so we see this guy that we've seen a couple of episodes ago. This guy with like the forehead tattoo, and he's like a captain. He's another captain in the agency, obviously. And then, from what it looks like, he's obviously gonna try and go and collect Chiquis that he says. And he brings his, his little co-worker, or whatever, his partner in crime. Just like the other guy at the beginning did when he brought his female co-worker with him. But, yeah, that was the end of the episode where he announced, like, he was pretty much where we saw him head out to where Shiki is. And, with his partner, but, I don't think he exactly knows where Shiki is because, right now, as we saw, he's in, school, whatever, untrackable. But, I guess we'll see next episode whether he, finds a way to overcome that. But, yeah, I guess this was, it. Please leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.